It's our last trip to New England. Hey gang, I'm your host Brian Rollins, and this is episode 201 of the Dorky Geeky Nerdy Trivia Podcast. With Rhode Island Trivia, we're done with the New England states. If you're new or looking for other states, you can find more episodes at dorkygeekynerdy.com. We've got quizzes, scorecards, and ways you can help support the show, including our show store. The holidays are coming up, so maybe look at getting a t-shirt for your trivia-loving friends and family members. That covers the basics, so let's get the show on the road with the Dorky Round. Number 1. What is the capital of Rhode Island? Providence. It's also the state's largest city. Number 2. Peter, Lois, Meg, Chris, Stewie, and Brian all live in the fictional town of Quahog, Rhode Island, in what animated series? Family Guy. Number 3. Dim-witted Lloyd and Harry leave Rhode Island and head to Aspen in what 1994 comedy? Dumb and Dumber. Number 4. Cher, Susan Sarandon, and Michelle Pfeiffer have to contend with Jack Nicholson in what 1987 fantasy comedy? The Witches of Eastwick. Number 5. By size, where does Rhode Island rank in the U.S.? '50th. It's the smallest U.S. state. Number 6. What state borders Rhode Island to the north and east? Massachusetts. Number 7. What is the official state nickname of Rhode Island? The Ocean State. Despite its small size, it has 400 miles of coastline. Number 8. What kind of vehicle would you find on the 2001 quarter honoring Rhode Island? A sailboat. Number 9. Rhode Island shares a water border, and only a water border, with what state to its southwest? New York. Number 10. Set and filmed in Rhode Island, what 1956 movie starred Bing Crosby, Grace Kelly, Frank Sinatra, and Louis Armstrong? High Society. The Geeky Round. Number 1. What horror and science fiction author was born in Rhode Island in 1890 and died there in 1937? H.P. Lovecraft. Number 2. What actress from Newport starred in American Beauty and 3 American Pie films? Mina Suvari. Number 3. Nicholas Colasanto played what beloved character on the sitcom Cheers until his death in 1985? Coach. Number 4. What novelist from Providence wrote No Country for Old Men and The Road? Cormac McCarthy. Number 5. What 2000 comedy had Jim Carrey portraying a Rhode Island state trooper with a split personality disorder? Me, Myself, and Irene. Number 6. What is the second largest city in Rhode Island? At almost half the size of Providence, it's Cranston, Rhode Island. Number 7. What state borders Rhode Island to the west? Connecticut. Number 8. What is the only Ivy League school in Rhode Island? Brown University. Number 9. What is the only word on the Rhode Island state flag? Hope. Number 10. Though there is no town of Quahog, they are a real thing. What are they? They're a type of clam. The Nerdy Round. Number 1. What actor and magician from Newport played Judge Harry Stone on Night Court? Harry Anderson. Number 2. Born in Pawtucket, who composed the scores for A Clockwork Orange, The Shining, and Tron? Wendy Carlos. Number 3. What general in the Continental Army aided Washington as his quartermaster general and by eroding British control in the South? Hint, there are 17 states that have counties named after him. Nathaniel Greene from Rhode Island. Number 4. What composer from Rhode Island scored 5 Rocky films, 4 Karate Kid films, and spent 9 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100 for the theme from Dynasty? Bill Conti. Number 5. What 1998 film starred Cameron Diaz and Ben Stiller and began in Rhode Island? There's Something About Mary. Number 6. What bay cuts its way into the southeast part of the state? Narragansett Bay. Number 7. What is the largest island in Narragansett Bay? Aquidneck Island, originally called Rhode Island, where the state gets its name. Number 8. Until 2020, what was the state's official name? State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. In 2020, residents voted to remove the and Providence plantations. Number 9. What is the name of the island south of Rhode Island and northeast of Long Island? Block Island. Number 10. What military senior service college can be found in Rhode Island? The Naval War College. And that's our last question for Rhode Island. Want some bonus trivia? Well, here you go. Rhode Island is the smallest state and 45th in population. However, Rhode Island has the second highest population density in the U.S. Like the rest of New England, I've never made it up there. Let me know, Rhode Islanders, what I need to visit when I get up there. We'll be back next week with another show and another state. Here's a clue for what to expect. After New York, which state has the largest banking center in the U.S.? If you know anything about American banking, this won't be a surprise to you. And if not, you'll learn something new. See you back here next Wednesday. This has been episode 201 of the Dorky Geeky Nerdy Trivia Podcast. The theme music was provided by Jason Shaw at audionautics.com. This podcast was written, produced, and hosted by me, Brian Rollins. You can find me at thevoicesinmyhead.com. Thanks for listening.